Wow. Where's the people? Silence. This is all because of the immigration law.
It's Friday, 11:45 a.m. Ain't not one Mexican inside, not one food truck, no music, no tools going.
The Hispanic workforce is pretty much gone out here.
Our workers, the Hispanics, they will be up there. They don't want this to get wet. All those houses are sold, getting wet more than they have to and getting destroyed by the humidity. Well, they pay for them already.
Usually it'll be worked on every day in, day out. Ain't nobody working, not a soul.
Construction of our home is in jeopardy because the labor situation is completely unknown.
Andy Adamick is supposed to move into his new home in July, and he likes the guys who are working on it. He doesn't know what their immigration statuses are, but they were not there when he checked on the house Tuesday.
Did you see someone in top management at one of the work sites that was raided in Tallahassee posted about the raid, essentially showing that he's having buyer's remorse over voting for Trump? Jake Cohen, still unclear if he's a owner, manager of the work site, or just a superintendent. But he posted, lost a lot of good men today. I like Trump, but this isn't what I voted for. This will absolutely kill the economy in construction. I thought he was going after gang members and criminals with warrants, not hardworking guys. Since then, this post has been deleted. If you hadn't seen, there were massive raids all over work sites in Tallahassee where reports are saying that over 100 workers were detained. Now, ICE is claiming that this was all part of a targeted operation, but people who were there are saying that police just barged in and started yelling, "Show your papers, show your verification, show me your papers." And as always, ICE is claiming that they picked up criminals, but reports are showing that most of the people they picked up had no criminal records. So Jake here is upset that Donald Trump came after construction workers and good people that he knows. I want to see if Jake has been standing up for people's do-right process before this started affecting him. I aim to bet he hasn't. Because even this isn't a full condemnation of Trump. He still says, I like Trump, but he's mad that Trump's policies are affecting him. And I honestly don't believe that he didn't know who Trump really was. He knows exactly who Trump really is. All these people knew exactly who Trump is. Again, they're just surprised now that Trump's policies are actually hurting them. Seriously, my heart goes out to all those innocent people who were just working, trying to provide for their families, who won't get to go home to them. And as always, please consider supporting me on here so I can continue bringing you stories like these.
Hello and welcome to another video. And in this video we're going to be talking about the situation of construction right now in Florida. Yes, the situation right now in Florida is many construction workers, they are not showing to work because they have fear of the deportation. As it was before, Florida was experiencing a shortage of construction workers and also agriculture workers, okay, working on the fields for farms. So now Florida have another problem. Many of these workers, they are fear of deportation. They're gonna move to cities that they are not deporting, like California, like Oregon, okay? That there are cities that they know for sure the ICE is not gonna do a deportation raid. Some of them are gonna stay in Florida, but I said it's right now, houses in Florida are halfway built, with hurricane season coming up, approaching. Because when it comes to hurricane season, most of the time, most of the construction sites, they are working even overnight for they can finish the constructions and deliver the houses or apartments or buildings to the people before the hurricane season hit the state. So as of right now, it's a lot of construction sites, they are like halfway built when they is growing mold on it, and it's just gonna be really difficult to finish these jobs, these houses, these apartments, these buildings. Yes, the situation is even worse than what we think. Please stay towards the end because this video is gonna get really interesting, and leave me a comment below, okay? If you just live in Florida or you just live around the nation, when you see these shoulders or constructions workers, or you just see, if you just have the opportunity, if you live in California, or you just see ICE raid on other Hispanics. They are going in restaurants, okay, to take the cooks on the restaurants. Yes, if you see anything like that, please comment below about it and just let me know. And I'm gonna say the FAFO situation is these constructions company, these constructions owners, okay? They are the ones that voted for Trump, so they are the ones again that FAFO right now, because they don't have anybody who can work in their in their construction sites, and they are losing a ton of money. I guess that's a little bit of satisfaction right there, but at the same time, it's really sad that people is getting deported out their job sites. Okay, this is not people that is that do bad things before. This is not people that have stains in their background check. This is not the people that are doing anything wrong. It's just people that is hard workers here in the United States. They are doing their jobs and they are just being pulled out of their job sites to take them to deport them. So stay towards the end.
I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate over this, and I really don't give a fuck. But the point is, I've been doing construction work pretty much my entire adult life, over 20 years, 21, 22 years now. Right now on this job I'm on, right now, there are about 5 of us white guys out here. There's probably 2 or 3 black guys, and the rest are Latinos. And I say the rest being 100 to 125 guys. Now I've been on this job for 6 months. And that's been about the average. I wished all these guys would get their citizenship and do things legal, but the point is that they haven't. But if you send all these guys back across the border, everybody says, oh, they're going to raise the wages and all the white guys are going to get these jobs. Bullshit. Like, I don't know what fucking sandcastle you got your head shoved in, or whose ass you got your head shoved in, but no, they're not. I've watched the Americans completely quit working. People my age and younger don't work. They don't, and especially ain't gonna do a physical job. So all you people saying, oh, they're gonna increase the wage, and all these thousands and thousands of white guys are gonna get these jobs. Like, have you done lost your fucking mind? I mean, come on. What's gonna happen is people like me are gonna be sitting at the house because there ain't even enough people to put a crew together to be able to fucking work. Fuck, man, this country and government, everybody just went to fucking shit, man. Damn, y'all keep working, baby.
¿No nos van a regañar?
Hey, boss man, I got some bad news, and some good news. Well, we had a delay on this job site this morning because we lost about 90% of our crew. Oh, yeah. Well, it's supposed to be a hot one today, so I told the helper that we needed some ice. This fucker didn't go get some ice. He went get ice. Yeah, that ice. Exactly. Man, they came in, they raided the whole fucking job site, deported about 90% of our guys. It was crazy. Oh, speaking of crazy, that little guy, Hector, we got to give him a raise. That fucker's fast, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, they eventually caught his ass, but that little fucker's quick. Well, yeah, no, we all back up and running. It's all good now. They back. Yeah, no, the whole crew's back. They was only gone for a couple hours. Now, Monday morning, we got to reprocess them as new hires because when they came back, they got new names, new social security numbers, new everything. So we'll finish this up today, and on Monday, we'll reprocess all the guys. Well, hold on. I say we finish this up today because I just sent the helper back and told him that this time I needed ice cubes. So we'll see. Maybe by lunchtime, we might have a fucking rap concert over here, depending on what the hell he comes back with. So I'll keep you posted. Yes, sir.
Fox News getting an exclusive look, meanwhile, at immigration checks at construction sites across Florida. Officials say the men arrested this week are just the beginning. Dana Marie McNichol is live in Orlando for us. How did ICE agents, Dana Marie, know that those illegal immigrants were working at these sites?
Hey, Sandra, good afternoon. Good question. Well, an investigation was opened after tips came in from in and around the area of the Villages. This is the world's largest retirement community. So we joined ICE agents as they arrived unannounced to housing construction sites.
We're talking to everybody out here. Are you a citizen of the U.S.?
Now, agents moved from house to house approaching workers. ICE described the interaction as a consensual and optional conversation since they did not have a warrant. Agents questioned their legal status, and those who couldn't provide valid immigration documents were fingerprinted on site. This is part of a process to verify identities through a national immigration database. ICE says they opened an investigation after concerns from community members.
We've received a lot of tip line reporting on the, hiring practices of a lot of companies in the area, and so that's what we're doing today. We're obtaining a lot of license plates, company names, to be able to follow up on a lot of investigations are going to launch as a result of today's actions.
This marks the first worksite enforcement operation of its kind in the state of Florida. Officials made it clear it will not be the last. Most workers complied with officers' requests, but over 30 ran away. According to HSI Tampa, agents talked to 361 construction workers yesterday, but arrested 33. 4 have a felony for coming back to the U.S. after being deported. And back out here live, Sandra, ICE says the next step is to open an investigation into the companies that hired those who were arrested.
All right, Dana Marie McNichol on all of that for us. Dana Marie, appreciate it. Thank you. John.
Construction workers and farm workers are not showing up en masse at both construction sites and on farms throughout Florida. This is occurring, I'm sure, throughout the rest of the United States, but I've seen a number of stories, a number of articles the last week or two where they have stopped because here in Florida, between ICE and Governor DeSantis, construction sites and farms are being raided and taking undocumented workers that have broken no laws, that have done no wrong, and taking them away, that are only trying to earn money to help their families survive. And that is their crime. They're trying to earn an honest living, unlike all of these people that Trump just pardoned. We won't even go there yet, but that's another whole story. Remember how Donald Trump said during the election he was only going to go after the criminals, only the criminals. That is just a complete lie, Donald Trump, and it's a lie, because most of the people that are being taken away are not criminal at all. The only crime they've done is try to earn a living. So for all of my Latinos that voted for Donald Trump because you believed his lie, this should wake you up. The man says one thing and clearly does another. This man also has no respect for the law and will say anything and do anything to get elected, as we've seen. Likewise, if you are having a house built, I see many people that were in the process of having houses built and they've gone to visit the construction sites and they see there are no workers there. Now they don't know what they're going to do because they've paid to build houses. They've taken out loans, etc., to build houses, and the contractors don't have employees and there's no one working on the job sites. So we've got all these partially finished homes that the good Lord only knows when and how they'll ever get finished because there are no workers. Florida already had a massive labor shortage before this, and it's only going to get worse. And we're coming into hurricane season with partially built homes. So there you have it. So love to hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, my burned out light bulbs. If you're having a house built in Florida and you see it all of a sudden stopped, you can thank Donald Trump. If you don't like the prices you see on food in the grocery stores because more crops are not being picked and there's more shortages, not to mention the tariffs and all the other things Donald Trump has caused, you can thank Donald Trump again. Higher prices, higher costs, and shortages. Thank the one responsible, Donald Trump. What a blessing. We are truly lucky to have the Orange Jesus, a felon, as president. What do you think?
FAFO for the constructions, for the owners of the construction company. As it is right now, many sites, many construction sites, they are not working on it because they don't have enough employees to finish the job, because they are afraid of ICE deportation. And those houses, they are halfway built, they are getting mold, they are getting wet as it is right now, and you don't want that amount of water in a house like that, in a construction site. So that's happening right now in Florida. And yes, and the BFAFO for the constructions owner company, because they are the ones that losing the money. At the same time, it is a lot of Latinos, or a lot of people that is saying that the constructions conditions are inhumane, okay, because if it is some humanity in Florida, they have to take water breaks for make sure they just don't die, okay, they don't pass out. It's a lot of situations right now that are not good for the constructions worker or constructions owners of the company that they voted for Trump, so they're getting what they voted for too.
So this construction worker from Honduras who is working in Florida uploaded a video of the unsafe work conditions that he has to be put in, and he was fired for doing so. In the video, he talks about how he doesn't know all of his rights here in the US, but he's still gonna stand up for himself when he thinks something is wrong. Which is why he called out his Cuban supervisor for not allowing him to take water breaks. The temperature has been in the 90s in Florida, and sure, Florida has no water break laws, but this guy knows that he needs to take a break or else he's gonna have a stroke. And of course, there's a situation where it's the worst enemy of one Latino is another Latino, because of course his Cuban boss is not allowing him just to get a break so he can remain hydrated and not die. So he uploaded this video talking about his supervisor and also the company, so people can report the company's unsafe working conditions. And because of that, he was fired. He went into work the next day and they told him that he needs to leave, and they paid him his last check. Now, he's taken it well, hoping that something better will come along. But the most important thing for him is exposing this company and their unsafe working conditions, so hopefully others will be treated better. I'm really proud of what this guy did and how he stood up for himself and tried to help others, but I wish others on the crew would have stood up and walked out with him. If they would have walked out together, they would have shown those supervisors and those bosses that there is strength in numbers and that the bosses need them more than they need the bosses. Seriously, we have to stand together as a community or else they will keep mistreating us. So again, thank you for standing up for yourself and your community.
Did y'all see that big deportation in Tallahassee on that job site? If I was a Spanish person, I would gather up with a whole bunch of people and everybody stop working on it, and then see how much the end date changes on that job. Let's see how many people from America is going to take the spot and finish the job as fast as they would. I get it, we have illegal, but a lot of them are here to work and better their lives. They just left their wives and all this other stuff and their kids to be the. Let them people work. That's all.
Well, it looks like another Trump supporter is now realizing that they probably shouldn't have supported Donald Trump after a major ICE raid today in Tallahassee, Florida at a construction site. Jake Cohen posted on social media, quote, "Lost a lot of good men today. I like Trump, but this isn't what I voted for. This will absolutely kill the economy in construction. I thought he was going after gang members and criminals with warrants, not hardworking guys." So unfortunately, Jake is now in the finding out stage of supporting Donald Trump. You mess around, you think he's going to be good for the economy, good for the country, tough on the border, and now you're finding out that Donald Trump is just inhumane and also incredibly incompetent. Like during this ICE raid, people who have no criminal record, have been working in the country for decades, and are on their path to becoming legal, were detained and put in windowless buses as their family members watched. Like, that's just incredibly heartbreaking and incredibly evil. And I hope that Trump supporters now realize that his strategy is not just going after bad people, it's going after everyone, regardless of how much you have contributed to your community. As a reminder, I post on YouTube, Instagram, Substack, and more. The link is in my bio. Check it out. It would mean a lot.
Did y'all see ICE out there in Florida at that construction site? Woo-wee! Damn! Shit is crazy. And the right here. Hey yo, y'all voted for that shit. Y'all voted for your own oppression just because you thought you were gonna be like me. What made you think you were so different? Huh? What made you think that you were different? Oh, you had the same views that they have against us? That's what made you think that you were different? No, nigga. Newsflash. You ain't no different. You still a nigga. You little brown nigga. I send your brown ass back now, huh? Hey, yo. You know what? I don't feel no sympathy because you are the reason why we are all in this shit. If you wouldn't tip that scale, if you didn't tip that fucking scale that way, we will all be good. You will not have to be facing deportation. You will not be running around at construction sites like, oh, no. Them motherfuckers are hunting you down. Oh my God. Yeah, hey, this is the biggest coup. Yeah. They really thought they were equal. Like, hey, anything just to not be like us, but everybody be wanting to take our shit. So, I don't feel no sympathy. I hope they send all of you bitches back. Let me stop. Nah, I'm just joking. Only the ones who voted for him. But you can't even say that because they voted for him. Meaning they family and relatives can't vote, so they voted their relatives off the island. Think about that. You voted your own people off the island. How stupid and naive can you fucking be? All because you didn't want to be a nigga. And now you find out you worse than a nigga. They don't even want you to stay here. At least they let us stay. Hey, they don't want your ass. Hey, goodbye. Hey, goodbye. Hey, yo, they look like they out there trying to catch stray dogs and cats and shit out there, right? Get the fuck down! Get the fuck down! Them motherfuckers hauling ass, boy. But yeah, I'm sorry to the Latino community that you're facing this because majority of you, damn near all of you, voted this way. You know? Let this be a lesson to you. Brown niggas, you still niggas.
With immigration deporting all of the immigrants, all of the non-documented workers, which basically makes up 60 to 70% of all of the construction workers in the state of Florida, who's going to be taking those jobs? I mean, because the new generation of Americans that we've got right now are either too busy worried about what gender they are, or too busy trying to be influencers on TikTok or any of the other social outlets, or they're just too busy complaining about their parents raising them too harshly and they need to worry about safe words. Could you imagine Gen Zers on a construction site? Could you imagine what would happen to OSHA? They would be so busy with complaints about using foul words on a job site that nothing would ever get done. But meanwhile, immigrants and hardworking minorities that have come to this country looking for the American dream are being deported for working hard and doing what most American young generations won't do. Could you imagine some of these obese Americans actually going out and doing dishes or bussing tables or throwing out the trash? What do you guys think? Leave a comment and repost.
So everyone's talking about the fact that the construction sites in Florida are empty after ICE did their big raid. They'll point out the fact that there's nobody there left working after all the immigrants were arrested. They'll point out the fact that it's a bad thing that none of this work is getting completed. And some people are even advocating for the return of these illegal immigrants. The person that posted this video even told Florida they need to do better. But you know what they're not talking about? They're not talking about the fact that none of these immigrants followed the proper procedures to enter the country. They're not talking about the fact that all of these illegal immigrants are technically criminals. They're breaking the law by being here without proper paperwork. And the craziest thing that nobody's talking about is the fact that apparently none of these construction companies want to hire real American citizens. If ICE comes to your construction site and removes all the illegal, undocumented immigrants and you have no employees left, 0 employees left, it becomes blatantly obvious that that construction company went out of their way to hire illegal immigrants. I wonder why they did that. Maybe so they could pay them bullshit wages?
And I needed to put this video towards the end of this Trump supporter, how he's just saying that, oh, what happened is they didn't came to the country legally, and that's why they need to be deported. He doesn't even know the situation of how hard it is to immigrate to this country. He doesn't even know that the system is not built for people can just come here in this country legally. It just doesn't exist. It's just not a system. It used to be a system for migrant workers, like a farmer workers, to come to the country completely legal. Okay, but in Obama administration, that system got a break because we was in the recession, and the government thought that it was a good idea to try to, they had to put like a advertisement on the newspaper to see if they can fill up those positions with American people first before they hire the migrant people. And most of the time those jobs doesn't get filled up by American, because who want to do that job? Who want to be in the sun for 10, 12 hours at the time? Who want to be risking their life, you know, in the top of a building, with the possibility of you can fall off of that building and then have to be taken to the hospital and then have those hospital bills for you to do. Nobody want to do that. Nobody want to do that. So it's just really difficult at this time, okay, to have that kind of situation. But yes, they just MAGA people, just the thing they just, okay, that it was okay that they just got deported because they didn't come to the country legally, and now they're gonna be able to this is funny, they will be able to have American people to do those jobs. That's impossible. Nobody's gonna take those jobs. It's just ridiculous. Please don't forget giving a like, comment, and subscribe. Just help the liberal media to grow, to just keep on growing like the conservative media grows. So please, giving a like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I would really appreciate you to have you here as a part of this family. You guys take care. Thank you. Love. Bye.